The Mississippi River was one of the most strategically vital geographic features of the American Civil War. Stretching over 2,300 miles from Minnesota to the Gulf of Mexico, the river served as a natural highway for trade, transportation, and military movement. Both Union and Confederate leaders understood its immense importance, and control of the Mississippi became a central objective in the Union's overall war strategy. By securing this major artery, the Union was able to split the Confederacy in two, cut off vital supplies, and gain a decisive advantage that helped turn the tide of the war. A strategic lifeline. Before the war, the Mississippi River was a crucial commercial route for the transport of goods like cotton, grain, and livestock. River towns such as St. Louis, Memphis, and New Orleans were economic hubs. During the war, that same river became a vital military asset. Control of the Mississippi meant control of the flow of troops, supplies, and communication. For the Confederacy, the river was essential for connecting the eastern and western halves of the South. Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas provided troops, food, and resources to Confederate armies in the east. Losing access to the river meant isolating these states and crippling the Southern war effort. The Union's Anaconda Plan. Recognizing the river's importance, Union General Winfield Scott developed the Anaconda Plan early in the war. The strategy aimed to blockade southern ports and gain control of the Mississippi River, effectively squeezing the Confederacy like an anaconda snake. Cutting the South in two would prevent the transfer of men and supplies and force the Confederacy into submission through economic and military pressure. This plan made control of the Mississippi a top Union priority and led to several key campaigns and battles. Major campaigns on the Mississippi. The capture of New Orleans, 1862. In April 1862, Union Admiral David Farragut led a daring naval assault to capture New Orleans, the South's largest city and most important port. Its fall dealt a significant blow to the Confederacy and gave the Union control of the river's southern mouth. With New Orleans in Union hands, the Confederacy lost its most important gateway to the Gulf of Mexico. The Siege of Vicksburg, 1863. Vicksburg, Mississippi, was the most critical point on the river. Perched on high bluffs, it controlled access to a long stretch of the river and served as a fortress city for the Confederacy. Union General Ulysses S. Grant launched a prolonged campaign to capture it, eventually surrounding the city and laying siege in May 1863. On July 4, 1863, after 47 days of siege, Vicksburg surrendered. The victory gave the Union full control of the Mississippi River and effectively split the Confederacy in half. It also boosted Union morale and marked a turning point in the war, coming just one day after the Union victory at Gettysburg. Port Hudson and the final link. Shortly after Vicksburg, Union forces captured Port Hudson, Louisiana, the last major Confederate stronghold on the river. With its fall, the Mississippi River was completely under Union control, fulfilling a major goal of the Anaconda Plan. Splitting the Confederacy. Once the Union controlled the Mississippi River, the Confederacy was geographically divided. Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas were effectively cut off from the rest of the South. This division made it nearly impossible for the Confederacy to coordinate its war effort across regions and denied Eastern Confederate armies critical resources from the West. The loss of the Mississippi also shattered Confederate morale and isolated thousands of troops who could no longer reinforce the front lines. The Union, on the other hand, could move troops and supplies freely along the river, gaining a logistical edge that proved decisive. The Mississippi River was far more than a body of water during the Civil War. It was a lifeline for the Confederacy and a pathway to victory for the Union. Its capture divided the South, disrupted Confederate logistics, and gave the Union a powerful tool for troop movement and supply. The battles fought for its control were among the most important of the war, and the river's eventual domination by Union forces was a major turning point in the conflict. In understanding the Civil War, one cannot ignore the central role the Mississippi River played in shaping its outcome and legacy.